I'm a self-published author, and in this video, I'm going to share with you where I self-publish my books. So this is going to be a list of all of the distributors I use. A distributor is a platform that sells my book for me. I upload my book to the distributor. They are the ones that show the book to customers. The buyers buy the book from the distributor, and then the distributor sends the book to the customer. The distributor is the one who actually pays me the royalty. They are the big entities used by many self-publishers, pretty much all self-publishers, in order to get our books into the hands of readers. So this is Editing Claire here. I wanted to add that you don't need distributors in order to sell your books. You can sell your books direct to readers, but selling direct is a whole nother animal and is something that I will make a separate video on. When you're selling direct, you can have your own Shopify store or a different platform store, and people can go to your website and place orders to buy your books, and then you physically package and ship and send those books out to your readers. But you're the one that controls the books that you have, so either you do print runs and you print however many books that you want and you order a bulk order from a printing company and then you sell those books, or you partner with a print-on-demand company and integrate the print-on-demand company with your website, and then you're able to sell direct that way. But the print-on-demand companies can price differently than the distributors, the main distributors that I'll be talking about in this video do. And so it's a bit of a different animal. I really looked into it because I was hoping to be able to set something like that up myself, but I ended up not going through with it. Selling direct is amazing because you have so much control over all aspects of selling your books. You're able to interact with your customers directly. It's fantastic. It's my dream to have this set up. I really would love to be able to do this someday. I'm just not at the point in my career where it really makes a ton of sense for me, so I haven't done that yet, but I will be covering that in a separate video. This video is going to be focused on the main distribution platforms available to indie authors. I use 3 distributors. This is just my list as of August 2024. This list has been different in the past. It may very well change in the future, but I'm making this video to hopefully give you an idea as to what your options are as a self-published author and what distributors you want to research before going and self-publishing your book. So the first publishing platform that I use is Amazon's Kindle Direct Publishing, or KDP. KDP is the biggest distributor that I use. My ebooks are currently exclusive with Amazon, which means that I do not sell them anywhere else. I just use Amazon to sell all of my ebooks through Kindle. KDP makes it really easy to sell books through Amazon. All you have to do is go in there and upload your book, put in some information about your book, set your pricing, and then really anybody can publish a book through KDP. This is what your dashboard looks like. Here are the titles that I have published with KDP. I've published my series with KDP. I published the book that I published in high school with KDP. If you want to just create a new book and publish a new book on KDP, all you have to do is hit create. KDP allows you to publish many different versions of your book. Their most popular version is an ebook, which is just an electronic version of your book that people read on their Kindle or on their iPad. Publishing an ebook is the easiest thing you can self-publish because all you have to do is upload a cover and upload an ebook, and then Amazon will handle selling the book to people who want to read it. But KDP also allows you to sell print books through their platform, which is really cool. KDP is what's called a print-on-demand company. So when they have big printing facilities all over the world, so when somebody orders your book, it sends the file to one of these printing facilities, and that facility will literally print your book, like one copy of your book, and package and ship it to the person who bought it, which is super cool because back in the day, you had to get print runs when you published a book where tons of copies were printed in bulk, and then those copies would get distributed to different stores, and then those stores would try to sell the copies, but the size of the print run depended on how much budget that the publishing house was putting toward your title. Print-on-demand companies are awesome because if indie authors had to do print runs and had to invest that much upfront cost into printing that many copies of their book when they're not entirely sure how they're going to sell them yet, it would be a lot harder to make it and it would be a lot more stressful. But the print-on-demand companies take a lot of the upfront cost out of preparing print books and make it a lot easier for us to get print books into the hands of readers. You still do need to have specialized files in order for this to happen. You need to have a perfectly formatted print book file where like all the pages are sized correctly and all of your text is sized correctly and intended to be printed as pages of a book. You need to have one file that is like a wraparound cover file, which is sized to the page count of your book, because it's all in one PDF. The front cover, the spine, and then the back cover is all in one file. So you have to make sure the spine width corresponds to how many pages are in your book. So that's something that you'll have to calculate when you're designing your cover file. But as long as you have the appropriate files, you can upload them and KDP will take care of the distribution and printing, which is really great. The same thing goes for hardcovers. They will produce and ship out hardcovers. I've never used their hardcover feature because I will get to where I distribute my hardcovers in a minute, but they do the same thing with hardcovers, which is also very cool. I think the program is still in beta, so it's still very new, but it's a thing that's happening. They also have something called Kindle Vella, which is a serialized story model where you can publish like chapters of a longer story in serial form, and people have to pay with tokens to be able to read the next chapter. I've never done this. Some people have great success doing this, but I can't speak to it because I've never done it. It is something that is out there though, and an option that you have if you publish through Kindle. They're also rolling out an AI audiobook development program where you can upload your book and then have some sort of automated voice read it out and turn it into an audiobook. I don't know how this is going to work. I've never listened to one of these audiobooks. I would imagine audiobooks narrated by real people still have more humanity to them and more depth, and it might be a bit robotic having an AI assistant just to read them out loud, but maybe not. Maybe it's going to get really good, and that's going to be great because that will take out a lot of the upfront investment in developing an audiobook for authors who may not otherwise be able to create audiobooks, and that will be a way to get more books turned into audiobooks, which would be great. But KDP is a leader in the field and is always rolling out new programs and testing new ways to develop books and new offerings to indie authors. As of the time of filming this video, they are the biggest player when it comes to distributors in the indie author world. So this is where I started when I was looking to begin self-publishing, and this was the first program that I learned about when I was trying to figure out how all this works. If you're interested in learning how to upload a title to KDP, I have a completely separate video on that, which I will link down in the description. I've had great experiences publishing with KDP. They have made ebooks really awesome. They have made adjusting pricing really awesome. Amazon has a program called Kindle Unlimited where people pay a subscription and get access to all of the ebooks within the Kindle Unlimited network on Amazon. So they pay like a monthly fee, and then they're able to read as many Kindle books as they want to for free. I mean, not really for free because they're subscribing to it, but they have an unlimited number of books that they're allowed to read that month. There are a ton of books enrolled in Kindle Unlimited. A lot of traditionally published books are enrolled in Kindle Unlimited and get to be sold elsewhere, but in order to be included in Kindle Unlimited as an indie author, you have to be exclusive with Amazon, which can be a real pain in the butt. So this is why a big question that you need to answer when you decide to self-publish your book is whether you want to be exclusive with Amazon or go wide and publish with different distributors, such as Barnes & Noble and Apple Books. Being in Kindle Unlimited has its perks. It opens you up to a large network of readers because people who pay for Kindle Unlimited are unlikely to also pay to read your ebook when they could read a similar book that is in Kindle Unlimited for free. It also allows you to do things like make your book free for 5 days through like a Kindle free promotion and get a bunch of people to download your book, or a Kindle countdown deal where you can price your book at 99 cents and do the same thing. These sorts of marketing promotions are only available to people in Kindle Unlimited, but being in Kindle Unlimited boxes you out from selling on all these other distributors' platforms, so that is a big trade-off, and you have to decide whether the readership within Kindle Unlimited is a big enough part of your readership to justify giving up your wide rights. I find this very annoying that Amazon makes you choose as an indie author, but it's because they can, because they're so powerful in the self-publishing industry. So it is a question that you have to contend with. KDP also gives you full control over the pricing of your books. I earn 70% royalties on my Kindle ebooks, which is very cool. Amazon forces you to get 35% royalties when you're selling your book for 99 cents. You can't list your book for free on Kindle, but you can, if you're publishing wide, list your book for 99 cents, list it for free somewhere else, and then email Amazon and ask them to price match it because they want to make sure they have the lowest price in order to be competitive when selling your books. So that is a way that a lot of authors are able to get the books to be free on Amazon, which leads into a discussion as to whether you want to make the first book in your series free in order to attract more readers. This used to be a very successful strategy, but has since been up for debate because people are unsure as to whether it actually makes people want to read the book seeing it as free, or if they think that it's undervalued or it's not as good because they don't have to pay as much money for it if it's always free. There are a lot of funny things and strategies that you can do with pricing. I'm not going to get into all of that in this video, but KDP is a great platform. They make publishing really easy, and I have had a great experience publishing my book through them. The second distributor I've used to self-publish my books is IngramSpark. IngramSpark is also a print-on-demand company, and I use them to publish paperbacks and hardcovers and distribute them to places like Barnes & Noble. At the time that I was publishing They Stay, Amazon did not have a hardcover option. Their hardcover option still does not include a dust jacket, and I really like dust jackets on my hardcovers. So that's why I still publish my hardcovers through IngramSpark. But Amazon also, when they publish their paperbacks, they just sell their paperbacks through Amazon. They don't spread the paperbacks across the different distributors. So I find that IngramSpark is the best platform for allowing anybody to buy and stock your book. Bookstores can order directly through IngramSpark. They can order however many copies they want to. IngramSpark will print them and ship them to the bookstore. You can adjust all of your pricing for bulk ordering for bookstores. I find that it's very hard to get bookstores to stock your book, and even if they do, if they don't move the titles in a certain time frame, they will return the titles and ship them back to you. They often will not stock the books if you don't allow free returns, and so you lose money doing that because then you have to pay to print the books to send to the bookstores that they return, and it's unlikely that they're really going to move that many copies if your books are just sitting on their shelves. IngramSpark is also a little bit of a funky platform. It makes things very annoying when uploading books and proofing books. Either it's really quick or it takes way too long to have someone approve your proof for a print book. And so timing it to fit a release day in the past has been awful. I missed They Whisper's release day on IngramSpark, and I was so stressed about it. But the quality of their books is great. They come out, the pages are a little floppier than on Kindle. When you print a book on Amazon, the paper is firmer, and IngramSpark it's a little floppier. So the paperbacks are floppier, which I like, and their dust jackets and hardcovers are beautiful. Their printing time can be a little slow if you're ordering author copies, and their customer service is terrible. So you just have to kind of accept that they're going to be annoying about some stuff and use them. But yeah, I have not had very pleasant experiences with IngramSpark because I've also had a lot of bookstores return my books, and that's been a pain. I move most of my copies through Amazon, not a ton through IngramSpark, but I move enough on IngramSpark to justify still publishing my books there. Plus, I want my book to be available in as many places as possible. Even though I'm exclusive with Amazon on my ebooks, I don't have to be with the print books. You don't have to be exclusive to Amazon with your paperbacks if you're in Kindle Unlimited. This is a book printed by IngramSpark. This is one of the hardcovers. It is like a normal hardcover. It has pages. Its covers are hard. It has a removable dust jacket, which is very cool. And this is actually the first anniversary special edition of They Stay. So in most of my hardcovers, the cover is still like this, but just printed on the hard cover. But on this copy, it's not. It's like a little ghosty thing. But the quality is great. I've always had rave reviews from the quality of the IngramSpark hardcovers, and it's really cool that you can have professional hardcovers like these printed as an indie author on demand. I will say it's really hard to make any money on your hardcovers. The printing prices on Ingram for hardcovers are really high. Like, I have to price my hardcovers at $25, and I make $2.50, maybe $3 on every sale of a hardcover. So I'm not charging that much for my hardcovers because I'm trying to price gouge. It's literally because of the royalty cut. Like, I would be paying IngramSpark to print the book if I charged somebody less than $20 for a hardcover, which is why I have to price them a little higher. And then the third distributor that I use is ACX, and I use ACX to produce and distribute my audiobooks. ACX is a company run by Amazon that allows you to find narrators and produce audiobooks of your books. I've really liked working with them. They have made everything in the audiobook process really easy. I found my narrator through ACX. I've produced all the audiobooks through ACX, and I have distributed them both exclusively through ACX and non-exclusively. I think you earn like a 25% royalty when you publish wide and you publish in other places as well as ACX, but a 40% royalty if you just are exclusive with ACX. So you have to weigh that if you want to publish in other places. If you have other potentially lucrative options, you might want to be wide, but if you want to be exclusive with ACX, you can. You only get that choice if you pay upfront for your audiobook. They have an option which is called a royalty share, which, if the narrator agrees to it, is where you hire a narrator to narrate your book, but instead of paying them upfront, you give them a cut of the royalty, so when the book sells, they get paid. They are incentivized to only take books that already have a large number of reviews who are already selling consistently, because if they take a no-name project, they might not be making any money from that audiobook. I have always paid for my audiobooks up front, so I've always had the option as to whether I want to be wide or exclusive. But on ACX, you can put out auditions. I think I had like 60 to 100 auditions for They Stay when I opened auditions for it, and that's how I found my narrator. I was able to have all of like the contract and all of the payment, and everything was organized by ACX, which made working with a narrator really easy because she would upload all of her chapters to ACX, and then I would use ACX to listen to everything and proof everything. When you publish a title exclusively with ACX, it's published to Audible, to Amazon, and to iTunes. So those are your only options if you're exclusive. But I have nothing but good things to say about ACX. It's been great working with them, and they've been really responsive over email. Their customer support is awesome. So those are the 3 distributors that I use right now, but I have 2 more that I want to share and mention in this video. One that I'm looking to work with in the future, and one that I've worked with in the past. The one that I'm looking to start using and experimenting with is called Findaway Voices. Findaway Voices is another audiobook production platform. I want to distribute my already created audiobooks with Findaway Voices so I can access more audiobook distributors such as Spotify. I'm still very early on in the process of trying to figure out how to make this work, but ideally I would be able to sell my books on Findaway Voices and on ACX in order to just be able to be on more platforms. So if somebody wants to listen on Spotify or on a different platform, then they'll be able to do so. And the one that I've used in the past but I don't use anymore is Draft to Digital. When I first published They Stay in 2021, I published my ebook wide, so it was not exclusive with Amazon, and I used Amazon and Draft to Digital to publish the ebooks. Draft to Digital is a very easy way to get your ebook distributed to all of the major ebook retailers. So you upload it to Draft to Digital, and then they will put it in the hands of Apple Books and Kobo and all the other ones whose names I can't remember, but people frequently buy ebooks from that is not Kindle. Draft to Digital is great. They're really easy to work with. It's super user-friendly. I just decided to go exclusive with Amazon, and so I had to pull my books out of Draft to Digital. But if you're looking to publish your ebooks wide, I highly recommend heading on over and learning about Draft to Digital. So those are all the distributors that I use to self-publish my books. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, I would really appreciate it if you could give it a like and also subscribe to my channel. My name is Claire Fraze, and I'm an award-winning author who makes videos on this channel sharing actionable writing tips that help me make my own writing better. I'm the author of the paranormal thriller They Stay series, which tells the story of a 16-year-old girl whose younger brother goes missing, and the only people who know what happened to him are the ghosts in her little town cemetery. So if you're into the paranormal or stories with Stranger Things vibes, definitely go check it out. I self-published my first book when I was in high school, and I've been publishing now for a little while, so if you have any questions about strategy for self-publishing or where to publish your books, or any specific questions about any of the distributors mentioned in this video, please feel free to comment them down below and I will do my best to answer them. Do you self-publish your books? If so, what distributors do you use? Do you use any of the ones on this list, or are there ones that I didn't include that you have found very successful? Comment below and let me know. I'm sure everyone else watching this video would be very grateful for your comment as well. I hope you have a fantastic week, everybody, and as always, happy writing.